Cory Sandhagen.
What's
What's
up?
going on, brother?
Not much. How are you?
Coming off a big win,
Big win.
making the rounds media-wise,
Yeah.
becoming a pretty popular face these days. How do you feel about it, man?
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously super happy with how I did. Martial arts is always kind of like this, like self-improving thing that I got going on, and I'm really coming on to some really good shit. I think as far as like becoming a better fighter and just more present person. So I'm pumped about it, man.
You look at your fight with Chito Vera, and you're probably exhausted talking about it after doing Rogan for 3 hours. You're aerial, you're doing all these shows. But I think where you're at in your career, like that version of you against Chito is the best we've ever seen. And we just had Chito on Cowboys Fight Companion. Chito's a good buddy of mine, and that's why I didn't pick the fight. When I listen to Chito talk about the fight, listen to you talk about the fight, and it's exactly what I think the fans saw is you had kind of this out-of-body experience. It's the best I've ever seen you. Just mentally, you put everything together. There were really no mistakes. The judges were so off, I thought. And then with Chito, he's like, it was one of the worst nights of my life. He's like, I think it's kudos to you being so goddamn good. He's like, I just couldn't get going. I couldn't get anything going. And he goes, and I knew it in the locker room. It was just like, it's going to be a tough night, especially against a guy like Cory. It's going to be a very tough night for me. Like, he knew it, and then you knew it, and it was just this symbiotic thing, and it was like, boom. And he looked fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, I felt obviously really fantastic. I probably felt, if I were to look back and try to compare it to any other feeling that I've had before going into a fight, it was like super similar to when I fought Marlon the first time.
Good.
Where like when I was in the back and I was like, no one will beat me tonight.
Yeah.
Like literally no one will beat me. That was the feeling that I had. I've kind of only had that on 2 occasions, one with Marlon and then one against Chito. Because I think Chito even was saying like physically he just couldn't get going, but his mind and he was ready to go or whatever.
Heart was in it.
But physically he couldn't get going.
Yeah.
I think that physically I've learned how to peak super properly. Like that will almost never, I feel like, be an issue for me because I figured that piece out.
The camps, you're talking about physical training, making sure your body's not worn down.
Making sure it's not worn down, making sure that I'm doing the weight cut correctly,
Yeah.
putting the weight back on correctly. Those are like, the physical piece is easy because it's like, I did this.
That's black and white. Right?
That's pretty black and white. The mental side is where we don't have a scale for those types of things. There is no like, you step on the scale, there's a number, okay, I'm losing weight. There isn't that with the brain.